أما المجمل, as for المجمل, okay, the comprehensive one, فهو الأمر العظيم, this is a big issue, وفائدة الكبيرة, and has a big impact, big benefit لمن عقلها, for those that can understand it. وذلك قوله تعالى, and that is the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, the Sheikh is bringing us into the responses that we can give to all the arguments, right? Because they have arguments which of course they thought that they could get from the Quran, and this is part of the problems we have with the Orientalist. Sets of people that will study the Quran or the Sunnah and study the Arabic language in their own mind with the intention of bringing out faults, okay, inconsistencies in the Quran and in the Sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Sheikh is now saying that yes, they could say they are bringing specific, authorities, that what looks like authority to them, okay, from the Quran, also from the Sunnah, that looks like they can have some level of philosophical explanations to prove that Tawheed of Tawheed Rububiyyah is enough, and there's no need for Tawheed Uluhiyyah or Tawheed Ibadah. So the Sheikh says that this is one thing that it is only meant for those that can understand. وَذَلِكَ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى, and this is from the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالَّذِي أَنزَلَ عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ مِنْهُ آيَاتٌ مُحْكَمَةٌ هُنَّ الْكِتَابِ وَأُخَرُ مُتَشَابِهَاتٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it clearly, that it is Allah, it is He who has revealed the Quran upon you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Minhu ayatun muhkama. In this Quran are ayat, are verses that are clear, that even a layman will understand. Yes. Hunna kitab. They form the basis of the what? Of the book, for everybody to understand. Wa ukharu mutashabihat. And the mutashabihat is the other part of the book that are looking like they are seemingly contradictory, or they are allegorical verses which may not be clear to everybody. So which means that it takes some level of understanding, it takes some level of learning to be able to understand those verses. And this is not inconsistent with, it is not unsurprising. Of course, it is the word of Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, yu'til hikmata man tasha. Allah gives wisdom to whoever He desires. Okay? So sometimes you might see some verses that look controversial. You are the one not having that requisite knowledge to understand it. Okay? Fas'alu ahla dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun. If you don't know, ask those that know. So there are some set of people that will still know deeper. Okay, even all these regular verses that we read day in, day out. Okay, for instance, we read Surah Al-Fatiha. Okay, how many times in a day? 17 times in a day. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Okay, fine. Almost everybody understands the meaning of Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. But I can tell you for a fact that some people will still, give the exegesis of that Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and it will seem as if you've never heard the verse before in your life. Okay, so now this is where Allah, in fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it clear to us. Those that will bring batil, the Ahl al-Batil, Ahl al-Fasah, the people of eloquence, you know where they're going to hide. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ زَيْغٌ. As for those that have disease in their heart, فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَبَّهَ مِنْهُ ابْتِغَاءَ فِتْنَةِ. They will hide. They will pay attention. Okay? They will follow the what? At-tashabbuhu minhu bitigo fitna, with the intention to just cut fitna. Wa bitigo at-ta'wili, and to give it their own desired interpretation. Wa ma ya'lamu ta'wilahu illa Allah. None knows these interpretations other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or some of His slaves or servants, or some of the scholars that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decided to bless with such interpretations. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. Fear Allah, and Allah will give you knowledge. That is knowledge that you do not even have to necessarily learn. Allah will just bless you with it. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. It is Allah that will make you know by Himself. وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. meaning you will not have to learn it from the class. Sometimes you might not need to learn it from an ustaz, but Allah himself will give you that knowledge intuitively, right? So this is the first that we have to understand with regards to al-mujmal, in terms of the response that we can give to ahl al-batil and ahl al-fasah alladhi yuridu an yattabi'a التشبه من القرآن ابتغاء فتنته وابتغاء التأويل. So وقد صح عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So they would deliberately follow the somehow allegorical, of which there's an approach towards this, okay, in terms of how do we reconcile these seemingly contradictory verses of Al-Quran Kareem. You used what? Al-Muhkama to interpret Al-Mutashabihat. Simple. In terms of Mutashabihat, what is even meant with regards to Mutashabihat? Because when you read this particular ayah, the tafsir of it in the tafsir al-Baghawi, you read in tafsir Ibn Kathir and some other tafsir of the Salaf, they said that the meaning of Mutashabihat is that when you look at the verses of Al-Quran Kareem, they look alike. You see the story of Musa in Surah Al-Toha, you see the story of Musa in Surah Al-Araf again. Okay, and it is almost the same wordings. That's the meaning of Mutashabihat. That's another interpretation that they gave Mutashabihat, that when you read one verse, you see that it looks like the other verse. The other meaning of Mutashabihat is that you can use Al-Quran Al-Karim yufassiru ba'dahu ba'da. Some sections of Al-Quran Al-Karim interpret the other section of it. That is the meaning of what? Mutashabih. Like they look alike such that you can use one in place of the other. Okay, so these are some of those interpretations that is given to Mutashabihat. But for those that have fitna in their heart, they just want to pick it ahead. So you see the Quran says that you should kill. It says that you should fight. It says that you should, not minding the siyaq, not minding the asbab al-nuzul and some other surrounding knowledge that you need to have regarding that. So وقد صح عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, it is said that it is also authentic from the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for you to understand that even the Quran is interpreted by the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The hadith of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam also interprets the Quran. And now who call, while commenting on this particular ayah itself, and you find this hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, he said, أنه قال إذا رأيتم الذين يتبعون ما تشبه منه, when you see those that are following the controversial verses, the allegorical verses, the verses that seem like they are contradictory to other verses of Al-Quran Al-Karim, فَأَوْلَٰئِكَ الَّذِي سَمَّ اللَّهُ, these are the set of people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioned in this particular ayah. Ahlul fitna. Okay? Ahlul fitna fi qulubihim zayg. He said, فَاحْذَرُوهُمْ, be mindful of them. Be mindful of them includes not reading their books. Okay? Be mindful of them includes not watching their videos. Be mindful of them includes not listening to their recordings. Be mindful of them includes not attending their halqa or not attending their sittings. Be mindful of them includes not attending their seminar. Be mindful of them includes boycotting them. It is very pregnant, that statement. فَاحْذَرُوهُمْ, be mindful of them. Avoid them by all possible means. مثال ذلك, the Sheikh is now giving us an example of where you would see them, trying to, cause some confusion. إِذَا قَالَ لَكَ بَعْضُ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, that some of the mushrikeen will say, أَلَا إِنَّ أَوْلِيَاءَ اللَّهِ لَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Okay? They will say to you, أَلَا إِنَّ أَوْلِيَاءَ اللَّهِ, that know that the awliya of Allah, لَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ, that there will not be any fear for them for today, وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ, fear for what is coming, وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ, and they will not be sad of what has passed. Okay, so these are some of the verses that sometimes that they bring. وَأَنَّ الشَّفَاءَةَ حَقٌّ, the Sheikh says that know that Ash-shafa'ah means interceding. Okay, haqqun. Of course, it is true. وَأَنَّ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ لَهُمْ جَاهٌ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. Okay, and that the messengers of Allah, they have jah, they have honor, they have big stature in the sight of Allah. أو ذكر كلاما للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, or said something about the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم. For instance, they said the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم is a pedophile, وَلِيَّهْدُ بِاللَّهِ. Okay, he was a murderer, وَلِيَّهْدُ بِاللَّهِ. Okay, in their own mouth, in their own statements. All right. يَسْتَدِلُّ بِهِ عَلَى شَيْءٍ مِّن بَاطِلِهِ. Okay, using that as a basis, as an authority, or to make reference to some of his, own misguided opinion or his own falsehood. وَأَنْتَ لَا تَفْهَمُ مَعْنَى الْكَلَامِ الَّذِي ذَكَرَهُ. And you don't understand, okay? Because sometimes they, like I said, they can be very eloquent, they are smooth talkers, and they can be very logical, using philosophy, using psychology, and what have you. And you don't understand what he meant by that statement, فَجَوَابِهُ, respond to him بِقَوْلِكَ, by saying, Inna Allah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ذَكَرَ فِي كِتَابِهِ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in his book, أَنَّ الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ زَيْغٌ. Okay, now make reference to that particular ayah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that people that have disease in their mind, okay, يَتْرُكُونَ الْمُحْكَمَ, they will leave the clear verses, they will leave the clear information about the seerah of the Messenger. Some people will not even see the beautiful things, the mercy, the love, the care, the affection that the Messenger expressed to people of other faith. The kind of good neighborliness that he had, exchanging gifts with them, eating their food. They invited him to his place. They invited him to their place. He went there, and some other things. He exchanged, wares and trade and traded with them, and took loans from them, and even dealt with them fairly by giving to them his personal belongings as security or as collateral and what have you. Some people will not say all of this. Okay, وَهَذِهِ مُحْكَمَاتٍ, all these are clear. But then, وَيَتَّبِعُونَ الْمُتَشَابِهَاتِ, they will follow the mutashabihat, the controversial ones. Okay, why did he have to fight? They won't ask. He just killed people, he was a murderer. Why did he have to marry Aisha radiallahu anha at a tender age? They will not bother to ask about all of that. He's always having so many wives. Why was he having so many wives? Okay, so these are some of those things that they bring. Okay, especially from the Orientalist, and this is supposed to be your response. In Allah dhakara, just clear cut. Don't worry, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in the Quran already that there are some people amongst you, there are people like you, that they will follow the mutashabihat, the seemingly controversial or contradictory or allegorical verses, or from the Sunnah of the Messenger, or the Sirah of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They follow things that are controversial, okay, without looking at the other side of it as well, and to reconcile, just because they want to fulfill their own desire and paint the bad picture of the Messenger or Islam, generally speaking. وَمَا ذَكَرْتُهُ لَكَ مِنْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ ذَكَرَ أَنَّ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, and what I have told you, okay, regarding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about أَنَّ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, that the mushrikeen يَقُرُّونَ بِرُبُوبِيَّتِهِ, they affirm the rububiyyah of Allah, وَأَنَّ كُفْرِهِمْ بِتَعَلُّقِهِمْ عَلَى مَلَائِكَاتِ وَالْأَنْبِيَاءِ وَأَوْلِيَاءِ مَعَ قَوْلِهِمْ أَهُلَاهِ شَفَاعُونَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. Okay, so but their kufr, their misguidance, their disbelief is tied to the malaika, okay, seeking refuge from the malaika, wal anbiya, and the awliya of Allah, ma'a qawlihim, with their statement, Awlahi shafa'una indallah. They say that these are what intercessors in the sight of Allah, okay, in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hadha amrun muhkamun. Okay, this is a clear matter, bayyinun. Okay, la yaqdiru ahadun an yughayyira ma'nahu, and nobody can do what? Nobody can change the meaning of this interpretation. Nobody can change the meaning of this. Awlahi shafa'una indallah. So, وَمَا ذَكَرْتَ لِي أَيُّهَا الْمُشْرِكُ, and what you said to me, O you mushrik, من القرآن أو كلام النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, from the Quran or from the statement of the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم, لا أعرف معناه, that I don't know the meaning, ولكن أقطعه أن كلام الله لا يتناقض, but what I am very sure of is that the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never contradict itself. وأن كلام النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, and the statement of the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم, لا يخالف كلام الله, to never contradict the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so these are another response that you can give to them. So they might say something, just give them that straight up answer. I know that the Messenger of Allah will never contradict Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَوْ تَقَوَّلَ عَلَيْنَا بَعْضَ الْأَقَوِيلِ, if you say about us what we did not say, that is, you speak on our behalf what we did not say, لَأَخَذْنَاهُ بِالْيَمِينِ, we are going to grab you by our right hand. ثُمَّ لَقَطَعْنَا مِنْهُ الْوَتِينَ. Allah said, فَمَا مِنْكُمْ أَحَدٌ عَنْهُ غَيْرِ عَاجِزِينَ, none of you can save you from me. Okay, we will cut out his jugular vein. In another place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even said about the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he gave some people excuses, Allah said, عَفَى اللَّهُ عَنْكَ, Allah just forgave it for you. Allah just overlooked it for you. Okay, because it was a matter of ijtihad. There was no clear-cut authority from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala regarding whether those people should be excused or not. And it was a matter of urgency. The Prophet ﷺ had to take a decision. Okay, then the Messenger ﷺ accepted their excuses and they couldn't go to the war. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed, Allah just overlooked it for you. Okay, that deliberately happened so that we know that the Messenger ﷺ also make ijtihad. He can make some juristic exertions, and if it is a wrong decision, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reveal ayah to clear it, so that it's going to be a basis and forms part of the development of Islamic law, that judges, muftis and imams can also make juristic exertions regarding new matters that are emerging. وَهَذَا جَوَابٌ جَيِّدٌ شَدِيدٌ. The Sheikh says that this is a response, جَيِّدٌ شَدِيدٌ, that is very good. Okay, that is very, very sound. Okay, وَلَكِنْ لَا يُفْهَمُ إِلَّا مَنْ وَفَّقَهُ اللَّهُ. Okay, but none can understand this. لَا يُفْهَمُهُ إِلَّا مَنْ وَفَّقَهُ اللَّهُ, except that those that Allah has decided to make them be lucky, like وَفَّقَهُ اللَّهُ, except those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destined that they will be able to understand and they will be able to be beneficiaries of this kind of huge blessing. فَلَا تَسْتَهِنَّ بِهِ فَإِنَّهُ كَمَا قَالَ تَعَالَى. Okay, this is not something that one can just come across. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. None can attain this except those that have patience. Okay, وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا, none can also attain this إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ,